everyone, welcome to Abhyas Law Prep. Are you thinking of law as a potential career but have no clue as to the entrances, the institutions, or the exam preparation? This video is for you. This is the beginner's guide for law aspirants. I'll try to make it as simple as possible for all the law aspirants out there. So this video, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to talk about the 10 steps or the journey a law aspirant should do to get into in order to get into a good college. So here are the steps. So I'm going to take it one by one, and then I'll also provide you a link for a detailed video about that particular topic. Let's begin the video. So the first is, before thinking about getting into a college, law college, or whatever it is, first think about whether you want to take law as a career. Only once you know whether you want to take law as a career, you can get into this whole process. So to know whether you want to take law as a career, first you have to know about the options in law, isn't it? So let me just briefly tell you what are the options in law. If you do law, what could you become? First is you could always get into litigation, that is, you can become a lawyer, a civil lawyer, or a criminal lawyer. Then you could also work for a company as a corporate lawyer. Then you could also become a judge in judiciary. You can join the judicial services and become a judge. Then you can also get into academics, that is, you can become a professor or an assistant professor. Then you could also there are multiple other options as well. For example, you can become a counsel for the banks, you can work for the army as well. So there are multiple options. Whatever your aim in your life is, that is, if you want money or if you want stability, you want to do social service, whatever it is, you will find it in all of the options available here. So another thing is, if you want to know about in detail whether you want to take law as a career about this topic, please check the link above. So you can click on that link with whatever I'm providing there. It will direct you to a video where in length Abhyas Law Prep faculty will talk about whether you can take law as a career or not. Alright, so once you've decided that you want to take law as you want to take law as a career, then we'll go to the second step. That is, what are the entrances or the exams which are there for law colleges? So once you've taken law as a career, the second step would be to understand what are the entrances which are there or what are the colleges which are there in law. So the entrances which are there, the first main entrance is the CLAT, that is Common Law Admission Test. Now, there are 22 national universities all over India. So to get into these universities, that is, there are top universities like NLU Bangalore, there is Nalsar Hyderabad, NLU Bhopal, etc. To get into these top universities, you have to write the Common Law Admission Test. Mind you, the exam date is on 13th June and you have to apply, fill in the application and send it by 31st March. Everything is online. Then there is ALET, that is All India Law Entrance Test, and that is for NLU Delhi. The last date is 28th May and the exam date is 28th June. There is SLAT and there is LSAT as well. Whatever it is, so these are the major exams for law. You can take a screenshot if you want. Now, I've just briefly provided you about the entrance exams and the institutions, but you want it in detail, then you can check the link above. In that link, they will be talking about the CLAT entrance exam in the sense of filling the application or whatever exams are there. These links are provided above. You can go check it out. Next, once you've filled out the form for CLAT and you've decided to take for CLAT, I will be dealing with the next step, that is the CLAT pattern. Now there are obviously other entrances also, but in this video I'm majorly talking about CLAT pattern, that is CLAT exam, because otherwise the video will be a little lengthy, and also for every other exams I'll provide the links, but so far we will talk about CLAT in detail. So, first thing is the CLAT question paper does not check your memory ability or whatever. It will check your comprehension, that is how much you are able to understand, or how much you are able to reason, that is understand the question and able to write the answer which is related to it. So that is what the CLAT pattern checks. Now it is a 2-hour exam, that is 120 minutes for the exam, but there are 150 multiple choice questions. So not even a minute for each question. And one correct answer carries 1 mark, one wrong answer carries minus 0.25 marks. So mind you, there is negative marking in CLAT as well. So for example, if you write 4 questions correctly, you'll get 4 marks. But if you don't write 4 questions correctly, that is if you write 4 questions wrongly, then you will get minus 0.25 per each. That means 1 mark minus for the 4 wrong answers. So here you obviously have to know the answer for sure to mark it correctly. So this is the pattern. And next is there are 5 subjects involved. I'll deal about the subjects in the next slide, and mainly the CLAT pattern from 2020 has been about passage based. That is, you will be provided a passage and there will be questions below that passage. It will check whether you are able to understand the passage and able to answer the questions. So here I've provided an example. It's a passage from 2020 CLAT question paper. So this is the English section. So the passage will be in this way and you will be having questions in this way. Just because you will have answers in the passage doesn't mean it will be easy, but it's just that it's not just about memory power in CLAT. That is why they are checking their comprehension here. So this is the passage from 2020 and this is how the pattern will be, entire paper except quantitative aptitude, quantitative techniques. So another thing I want to tell is if you want in detail about the analysis of the question paper, please check this out. Link. Next, we are going to the fourth. Now, what is the CLAT syllabus? So as I've told you that there are 5 topics, isn't it? Now here I've provided the 5 topics. The first topic is English language, then you have GK, then there is legal reasoning, and then there is logical reasoning, and then there is quantitative techniques. Okay. So each of these subjects carry different marks. For example, English has, each of the subjects carry different weightage. The marks obviously same, they carry different weightage. For example, English language carries about 28 to 32 questions of the entire paper, that is out of 150 questions, you will have 28 to 32 English questions and 35 to 39 GK questions and so on and so forth. So you can see the percentage, that is 20% of the paper constitutes English, 25% of the paper constitutes GK, 25% legal reasoning, 20% logical reasoning, 10% quantitative techniques. So now this I briefly told you about the subject and the weightage, but if you want to know in detail about each subject, what are the portion in that subject, what you have to read in that subject, you can check this link above. Alright. So after you know the syllabus, what you have to do is you have to check the previous paper. Now you know the syllabus, you know the pattern, etc. But how it is actually going to be. So for that, you please check the 2020 question paper. Now why I'm suggesting 2020 question paper is before 2020 the pattern was different. It was questions and multiple choice questions and answers. Here after 2020 what began is a passage, as I've told you, a passage for every subject and then multiple choice questions. For example, English has passages, GK has passages, legal reasoning also have passages of 500 words, 450 words. And then logical reasoning also has certain passages with 300 words each. Okay, so that is what the previous year question paper will tell you as to what will be the pattern and also the subject, whatever is there. Okay, another thing is here I'm providing you another link where it is going to detailedly talk about the 2020 question paper and it will make you solve the question paper also. You can check it. Next, once you have seen the previous year question paper, you have to begin your preparation. So what is the strategy for the preparation? Here I'm showing you step-by-step strategy. First is obviously you have to know what is the time left until the exam. That is, are you starting after 10th or are you starting after 11th or are you starting after 12th? Then dependent on that, you will know the time you have for the exam. So after you understand whatever time you have, you will make your timetable in such a way. That is, if you have 2 years, then you'll probably, you can do it only on weekends. Or if it is 1 year, you have to do it twice a day. And if it's 5 months, you have to do it vigorously. That is what a timetable could be set. Now, why is this timetable important is because obviously you have your boards or other exams, that is intermediate board exams. So for that, you need a proper strategy for you to, balance the other exams, your school exams as well as the CLAT exam. Now, how do you make the timetable? For making a timetable, what you have to see is what are subjects which you are comfortable in and what are the subjects which you are not comfortable in. For example, I'm comfortable in legal reasoning. So I'll spend less time in legal reasoning, but I am not comfortable in quantitative aptitude. In that subject, I will be spending more time. So that is how you discuss with yourself, and then you'll allot the time accordingly. And also, you have to know the subject-wide weightage. As I've showed you in the recent slide, each subject carries a weightage, right? For example, GK has 25%, so you can spend more time on GK and legal. Doesn't mean that you should leave one subject, it just means that you have to wisely decide whatever time you have to set up for each subject. Next is, while you're preparing, you obviously have to make short notes. That is, if there is a detailed topic, don't write everything down, but make short notes, and this would be helpful for your revision for sure. Next, this is an important step, that is mocks. Now, seventh step is mocks. That is, now you've prepared, but you do not know how the exam is going to be. That is where mock papers come. Mock papers are like the practice papers. So what the practice papers do is, they'll give you an exact pattern just like how the CLAT pattern is going to be. So it is in that, while attending the exam, you also have to time yourself. That is, you have to put correctly 150 minutes only, so that you can write the exam. That will make you used to the pattern, isn't it? And then you can also understand, after writing the paper, you can just calculate your marks and see where you are standing. That is, are you good in English, or are you good in law? Otherwise, you can, if you are not good, then you can spend on that more. So that is what mocks, practice papers, help you do. Then once you try, preparing for, once you're attempting mocks, after that your final exam is almost coming to the, yeah, it's almost coming. So what you have to do is, you have to do revision. That is, you have to revise a lot of whatever you have learned. If you do not revise, there's nothing which is going to help you in the exam. You will probably regret for not revising, because you have spent a lot of time before the exam to study, but you had not revised at all. So once you see the question paper, you will go blank. You'll probably feel, I know this question, but I'm not able to recollect the answer. That is why revision helps you a lot. So these two are the important steps. Another thing is, for mock paper analysis or mock papers and for the revision analysis, I will provide you a link. You can check this. Next step is coaching institute. Now this question comes up a lot. A lot of people ask me whether to take a coaching institute or not. See, the thing is, if you're able to prepare by yourself, well and good. But the thing is, coaching institute has professional guidance. That is, they know what they're doing already. That is, they have, taught a lot of people, and they have, made a lot of people get into good law colleges. So they kind of, know the path already, and they'll reduce your burden in the sense that they'll provide you the material, they'll provide you the mocks, so they'll reduce the burden. Now, this is very important for CLAT preparation. A coaching institute is very important for CLAT preparation, is because you're already, doing your 11th and 12th. So you need to be able to balance it. Now, for balancing it, a good coaching institute will help you perfectly. Now, when I'm talking about a good coaching institute, I can talk about Abhyas Law Prep. Now, Abhyas Law Prep is an established coaching institute with 10 years experience. So it provides you target specific courses. For example, there is a course for 2 years, 1 year, and crash course as well. And the faculty is phenomenal. And there is also material which is well crafted. That is, the material is properly decided by the faculty and is given to you all. And they provide a lot of mock papers as well. And whenever you have a doubt, you can consult the faculty itself. That is, there is one-on-one interaction. So it's better for you all to join an institute. Now, Abhyas Law Prep provides you online and offline coaching as well. For more details, you can check this link above. You can also check the contact number which I'll be providing in the information. Now, once you've decided all of this, all of the steps you've done your preparation, you have joined the coaching institute, and through that you've done your preparation, you have given mocks, you have done your revision. Finally, you come to the last step, that is the exam time. It's the most crucial. How much ever you prepare, the exam is the time where where your performance actually matters. So the first step you have to do is to be calm and confident. If you're not calm and confident, you won't be able to recollect whatever you're done in the before the exam. So you have to fill in the second thing you have to do is, you have to fill in the correct details. That is, you have to provide your personal information, that is name, contact or hall ticket number, whatever it is. And then you can give a quick glance to the question paper, and then you can strategize your time. For example, I can spend only this much for this section, so on and so forth. And then you have to mark properly all of the, because it's an OMR sheet, you have to mark properly, and then you have to do a quick check whether you have marked everything or left out anything. That's it so far, guys. So you can, as I've told you, like quick recap from step 1 to step 10. All of these steps will be helpful for your exam and to get into a good law college. So as I've already told you, I've probably provided briefly, but for a detailed video on that, I've provided you links as well. So finally, all the best, guys. I hope you get into good law college. I'm pretty sure that if you follow all of these steps, you will get into a good law college. Thank you.